We're on page 104 at the top, 192 at the bottom, to those following in Tanya. Okay, the last thing Al Rebbe is saying like this, that in the world of Atzilus is godliness. In Bria shines Bina, but here Al Rebbe says Chachma and Bina of Atzilus, meaning Bria is a world of intellect. Yetzira is a world of emotions. Asiya is a world of action. So he says like this, those neshamis that serve Hashem with an open, meditated form of love and fear, they are found in the world of Bria. Those that serve Hashem emotional but instinctive, natural, emotional levels of love, that level is in the world of Yetzirah. Now, the Rebbe says most angels are in Yetzirah, but a Jew, nevertheless, is much, much greater than the neshamas. Why is a Jew neshama greater than neshamas if these angels also serve Hashem instinctively? Why is a Jew who serves Hashem instinctively higher than those angels? The Rebbe says very simple. That's what we left off last time. Because angels don't have free choice to do good or bad. They're programmed what they're programmed to be. Jews have bechira. We have free choice. So therefore, when a Jew, granted they're serving Hashem instinctively, but when they serve Hashem and they choose good over bad, that is the transformation of bad to Kedusha, and therefore they're in a much higher world. Okay, this is where we're up to now. Okay, we're on Psalm 104, 5 lines in the top of the page. Okay, so the Alter Rebbe says certain neshamas are in the world of Yetzirah, certain neshamas are in the world of, certain neshamas are in the world of Bria, those that have the meditating. Those neshamas that do it instinctively are in the world of Yetzirah. But he says like this, Vine calls that b'modar ha-neshamas. This is the abode of neshamas. Umakim amidasim, in the level they stand. You know, I'm going to explain something now because this is what Al Rebbe is going to explain it, but I explain it, I'll say it first. When you speak about the worlds, the Olamis, okay, a world is a world. Atzilus is a world. Bria, Yetzira, Asiya, there's a world. Now, what is in that world? There are we know the spheres, the 10 levels, 3 levels of intellect, 7 emotional levels are found in each world. But that's not the world. That's the revelation of godliness in that world. Each world has what's called heicholes, chambers. The world is actually chambers. In the world of Bria, in the chambers of Bria, there's 10 spheres, which godliness is shining there. In the world of Bria, Yetzirah, Asiya, there's chambers, and then there's the revelations of it, called the spheres. But each world, as it says in many places of Chassidus, we only think usually, what's Atzilus, the 10 spheres of godliness and Bria's lesson. But that's the revelation of God into the world of Bria and Yetzirah, which means there's like he says, calls a b'modar neshamis. This is all until now that we said these neshamis are in Yetzirah, these neshamis are in Bria. It means they're in the chambers, umakim amidas, in the place where they stand. But teiras and vavidasa. But the Torah and mitzvahs, they're learning Torah, they're doing mitzvahs, nechleles mamish b'yud sfiras, they become connected to the 10 attributes, shem b'chinas elokus, which are godliness itself. V'er ein sof misyached b'hem b'tachas hayichud, and the godliness is united with them in the ultimate level of unity. Meaning, I'm going to read a bunch of lines and then I'm going to explain it. Hainu, in the 10 levels, Yitzfiris of Bria, of the world of Bria, Like you said before, Bria in Bria shines the level of godliness, of Atzilus, intellect. So when a Jew does Torah mitzvahs, intellectually stimulating emotions, they are connected not to the chambers of the world. That neshama that's in the chamber of Bria or Yetzirah is now connecting itself to the 10 spheres of that world. Ubi Yetzirah, the Yetzirah, if you're talking about the Torah mitzvahs of Yetzirah, are they tchilu urechimu tivlim for natural instinctive love and fear. But he says like this, Ubeseichan, but in these 10 spheres, Melubeshes Yutzviras Datzilis. The 10 spheres of Atzilus reveal themselves into Bria, into Yetzirah, and into Asiya. Umiuchedes b'emetachlis, and they're united, meaning the 10 spheres, spheres-wise, not home-wise, not abode-wise. The spheres of Atzilus are connected to Bria, to Yetzirah. The Yod spheres d'Atzilan, miuchedes betachlis b'matzilan ein tzei baruch. That's when the person's Torah mitzvahs. I'm going to read and I'm just going to explain it. Masha'enkin and the neshamas themselves, not Torah mitzvahs. The neshama in the world of Bria, the neshama that's in the world of Yetzirah, are not connected to the 10 spheres of that world. They're in the chambers or the medurim, the housing of Bria Yetzirah, and they enjoy the ray of the Shechina, which is Orin Tov Miuchad. Okay, let me explain like this. There is where the neshamas live, so to speak. Neshamas live in the chambers of Bria or the chambers of Yetzirah, depending what type of neshama you are. But when the neshama serves Hashem, then they connect to the 10 spheres of Yetzirah or the 10 spheres of Bria that have within them the 10 levels of Atzilus. Because the 4 worlds, let's go to Chassidus 101. The 4 worlds are called Hishtalshelus, the chain of the worlds. Cause and effect. Not yesh mi ayin, something from nothing, or as they call it in English, ex nihilo, meaning something from nothing. The world of Atzilus, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiya are all called Hishtalshelus. What does that mean? It's a chain. That's what the word Hishtalshelus means. It's a chain. When you have, I'm going to use the example, 10 links per world, 4 worlds. Okay, so let's say you have a chain of 40 links. Again, there's 4 worlds. Each world has 10 levels. So there's a chain, a gold chain of 40 links. Okay, now, when 1 comes into 2, into 3, into 4, into 5, because they're all linked together, number 40 link is connected to number 1 link. Because they're all into each other. They're all connected. The chamber of Bria is not the chamber of Yetzirah. And it's not the chamber of Asiya. It's not the chamber of Atzilus either. So there's neshama standing in Gan Eden, let's see, the world of Bria, which is called the higher Gan Eden. Or the lower level of Gan Eden, which is the world of Yetzirah we learned before, Dr. Rebbe said. So when the neshamas stand there, they're not connected to the spheres themselves. They're living in the world of Bria Yetzirah. But when they do Torah mitzvahs, meaning down here, the neshamas of Bria or Yetzirah are doing Torah mitzvahs down here, my neshama is Bria or Yetzirah. So when I do mitzvahs, then I'm not only connecting to the world of Bria or Yetzirah. Then I'm connecting to the world of Atzilus, which comes into Bria. The 10 spheres are all one long chain. So link 40 is really connected to link 1. It's mamish 1. It's one chain of 40 links. And when you have cause and effect all the way down, the last effect is still connected to the first cause because that's the way the chain works. So now the Rebbe is saying like this: when a person does a mitzvah down here, they connect to the world of Atzilus. And the truth is, that's what Dr. Rebbe is saying. Other places, Dr. Rebbe writes, Kol ha-mitzvahs, the Rebbe Rashab writes, Misyachsem el ha'atzmos. All mitzvahs connect a Jew to the essence of God. And I'm going to explain it with a little bit what Dr. Rebbe is saying over here, but in just adding a point over here. In Pirkei Avos, there's a paradox within one Mishnah. The Mishnah says like this: Yafa shah achas shokeiras ruach. I'm not going necessarily the right one. Yafa shah achas shokeiras ruach ba'olam haba mikol chayei olam hazeh. 1 second of bliss in the world to come is better than all of this world. Then it says, 1 hour of tshuva ma'asim tevim in this world is better than the whole olam haba. So the question is, which one's better? First, part of the Mishnah says bliss in olam haba is better than all of this world. And then it says 1 hour of Torah mitzvahs, 1 second turning of tshuva ma'asim tevim is better than kol chayei olam haba. So which one's which? It's a paradox. And a lot of Mefarshim have been, discussing, trying to figure out what the Mishnah means. Chassidus explains it very simple and very fundamental, which is relevant exactly to what Dr. Rebbe is saying here now. There's a difference between revelation or essence, which means as follows. Gan Eden, which is, again, higher Gan Eden is Bria, lower Gan Eden is Yetzirah. Okay? That's what Dr. Rebbe said before. So, if you're talking about revelation-wise, the Gemara says like this. What is Gan Eden? Tzadikim Yoshvim, the Gemara says, Tzadikim sit, B'atrisem b'roshem, and the crowns are on the head, whatever that means. It's not for now. Chassidus explains it, it's not for now. B'nehenim miziv hashchina. They are basking in the ray of the Shechina. Okay? What does the Gemara say? Let's take the words, analyze the words. They are basking in the ray of the Shechina. It doesn't say they're basking in the Shechina. They are basking in the ray of the Shechina. What is the ray? Revelation of the Shechina. Meaning like this. What's unique about Gan Eden is, like Dr. Rebbe is saying over here, you're in bliss. The neshama is out of a body. The neshama is in Gan Eden after 120 years, right? The neshama is in Gan Eden. There's no Yetzer Hara, there's no Nefesh Habamis, there's no limitations of the body. The plain true blue neshama is basking in godliness. But what godliness is it basking in? Not the essence of Hashem. Is basking in Ziv Hashchina, the ray of the Shechina. So revelation-wise, Gan Eden is bliss. But there's one problem with that. It's not the Shechina itself, it's only a ray of the Shechina. When a Jew does a mitzvah in this world, they are connecting to the essence of Hashem. What's the problem with that? You don't feel it. When Mashiach comes and Tchias HaMesim happens, when the essence of Hashem will be revealed, and then we'll see everything like Dr. Rebbe explained before in Le Perek Lamed Vav, that when then what we accomplish, then the essence of Hashem will be revealed. So in other words, there's two things the Mishnah is saying. If you're talking about revelation-wise, in other words, feeling the revelation that it's revealed to you, Gan Eden is much greater because Gan Eden is the ray, but it's only the ray of the Shechina. When a Jew does a mitzvah, what actually happens is they're connecting to the essence of Hashem. As Dr. Rebbe is going to say, Schar mitzvah The reward of the mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. It's not Gan Eden. The reward of the mitzvah, what does mitzvah mean? Mitzvah means, like we said, the Zohar says, Safsa v'chibur, binding and connection. With what are we binding and connecting? To the essence of Hashem. We're connecting to the world of Atzilus, not the world of Bria, which is already a limited amount of godliness, and Yisir is even a more limited level of godliness. We are connecting, Alter Rebbe says, to the spheres of Atzilus itself. So until now, the Alter Rebbe is talking about where the neshamas hang out. You know, this neshama who served Hashem with open love and fears in the world of Bria, the neshamas that did it instinctively, in the world of Yetzirah, still greater than the Malachim, because the Malachim don't have free choice, we do. So we're greater than that. But when a person actually does a mitzvah, then they're connecting to the essence of Hashem. Then they're connecting to the revelation of God, which is called the spheres. Now, again, just to elaborate on Chassidus 101, there's the world of Atzilus, the world of Bria, the world of Yetzirah and Asiyah. The spheres means the shining of godliness into that world. But there's a world, which, like you said, the chambers and the dwelling places, that's the world. The spheres are not the world. The spheres is the godliness that shines in that world. In Atzilus is completely godliness. There's no evil at all. Bria is, as Chassidus use the expression, majority good, a little bit of bad. Yetzirah is 50-50, and Asiyah is Rubik Kulira is majority bad. But that's the amount of godliness that's in it. And that's what the Alter Rebbe says. The neshamas themselves are enemies of Ashchina. But when a person does a mitzvah, then schar mitzvah and mitzvah atzma. That's the mitzvah itself. So therefore, the Alter Rebbe is explaining, when a Jew does a mitzvah, and again, even if you don't do it necessarily with kavanah, you have the general kavanah doing a mitzvah. That mitzvah is connecting the Jew to the essence of Hashem. And this explains something that the Rebbe taught us. And a lot of, I'm not knocking any movement, I'm saying they do a lot of good work. In a lot of Kidduv movements, the second you walk in the door, they won't put, now things change. But I remember these days, you walked into a Kidduv organization, or they bumped into you, whatever. They didn't ask you right away to put on tefillin. They didn't. They would say, let's come, let's study a little bit about Judaism, let's go. And then when the person was ready, they felt, okay, why don't you put on tefillin? The Rebbe had a different opinion. The Rebbe's opinion is, you meet a Jew, don't go talk to him about who knows what. Get him connected. Get the Jew connected. How do you get a Jew connected? By doing a mitzvah. Put tefillin, once you put tefillin on, once you ben shlicht, whatever the mitzvah is, it doesn't matter what the mitzvah is. The Rebbe, when people were complaining about Jewish leaders, okay, the so-called Gedalim in the world were complaining, why did the Rebbe pick these 10 mitzvahs, you know? The Rebbe said, I picked these 10 for a reason. You want to pick other mitzvahs and make a campaign? On the contrary, please do it. The Rebbe explained why he made this gula and there's the shmira and it's equal to the whole Torah, whatever. But the Rebbe's point of view was, you meet a Jew, the first thing you need to do is connect. Once he's connected to Hashem, then you're already starting off good. Then you're going well. He's connected. Or as the guy wrote, right? Fernando, get straight to the point. Do the mitzvah, connect him with Hashem. That's the main thing that a person needs to do. Why? Because the reward of the mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. And therefore, it's interesting. In the frum world, this is their shita in Torah. In the frum world, ask a frum person, Why are you doing mitzvahs? They'll tell you because I want to go to Gan Eden. This is the goal, which is a very lofty goal. We want to go to Gan Eden. Ask a chassid that learns chassidus, about chassidus, why are you doing a mitzvah? The answer is because it connects me to Hashem. It's a different world. It's not I'm doing a mitzvah because I want to get rewarded. There's something much more than the reward. The reward of Gan Eden is the basking in the ray of the Shekhinah. You do a mitzvah, you're connected with the essence of Hashem. And that's very important. So now the Alter Rebbe says, the Eilam Atzilus. Now we're connecting to the world of Atzilus. This world of Atzilus, the world of Atzilus is godly. It's not Bria Yeshmi Ayin, it's already a limitation, a concealment of godliness. The intellect of Atzilus is synonymous with God, which is way above our understanding. Because in the world of Atzilus, it's a world of godliness. Remember, we learned God in the art is one, God in the vessels of it. It's all one with Hashem. In Atzilus, the 10 attributes are bound with Hashem in the ultimate level of unity. With a very strong and powerful connection. Infinitely greater than Elam Abriya, than the world of Bria. In other words, the difference between Atzilus and Bria is a much bigger difference than Bria to Yetzirah and Asiyah. Because the world of Atzilus is godly. It's godly. There's only God. And in fact, Alter Rebbe in Torah in many places says, the world of Atzilus is only a source. In other words, Chesed of Atzilus is only a source for Chesed of Bria. It's a completely different level of Chesed. It's the source of Chesed of Bria. Atzilus is a world of godliness. Therefore, the Alter Rebbe is going to say, when a person does a mitzvah and they're connecting to the world of Atzilus, it's a connection above intellect, it's a connection above emotions, it's a connection to the essence of Hashem. And therefore, generally speaking, it's interesting. If you learn Chassidus, you learn that there's 4 worlds. Granted, there's 4 worlds, okay? But the world of Atzilus is called Shmi Kvedi. It's, in fact, when you say brachas in the morning, okay, right after Ashiyotza, we say in the morning brachas, Alokai neshama shenasata bi, tahirahi, it's pure. Then you say Ata barasa, Ata yetzarta, Ata nefachta bi. We say in the morning, Alokai neshama, in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, we used to say it before, instead of Maidani. Used to say it as soon as they woke up. What do we say though? Alokai neshama shenasata bi, this neshama that you gave me, tahirahi is pure. That's the neshama in Atzilus. Then we say Ata barasa, which is Bria. Ata Yetzarta is the world of Yetzirah. Ata Nefachta bi, you blew it into me. That's this world of Asiyah. The world of Atzilus is Tahirahi. It's not creation. It's an emanation. Emanation is not creation. Creation, by definition, is Yesh Mi'ayin. And therefore, in Kabbalah and Chassidus, it says, between Atzilus and Bria, there's what's called a parsa, a curtain. I mean, not physical. It's a spiritual curtain. What does that mean? You have the revelation of Atzilus. Okay. In order for that revelation of Atzilus to come into the next world, there has to be a blanket, a covering, a curtain to cover it. Why? It's a very interesting thing. If you have a light on the table, okay, A light shining a bright and great. Okay, so it's the same light. You're closer to the light, you have more of it. You go a few feet away, you have less of it, but it's the same light that you have more or less. Right? That's the way it works. But if you take a blanket, a sheet, a towel, a covering, and cover the light that you have on the other side of the covering is a different type of light. It's not the same light less. It's a different type of a light. In Atzilus, Chesed is higher than Gvura, which is higher than the first. Okay, that is all the same revelation. Closer means more revelation, further means less revelation, higher and lower. Between Atzilus and Bria, it says in Chassidus, there's a parsa. There's a curtain that blocks, because the light of Atzilus, which is infinite, is too great for the world of Bria to handle. And if it's too great, you want to look at the sun, and it's too bright, you have to put a covering. You need sunglasses, you need whatever, because it's too bright to shine. It's not the same light, a little bit less. The light on the other side of the covering is a different type of a light. We hear that the Rebbe is saying when a Jew does a mitzvah, they're connecting themselves not to the world of Bria or Yetzirah. That's where the Neshamas are. The action of the mitzvah is connecting the Jew to the world of Atzilus, which is really the essence of Hashem in a world of godliness. And that's what happened when a Jew does a mitzvah. What? We're in a so the question was just asked. So if you do a mitzvah, you connect Atzilus, do you feel it? You don't feel it. By the way, tzaddikim feel it. Tzaddikim, they're a different world. They feel it. You and I, nothing personal. You and I, we don't feel it. But again, it's accomplished, mission accomplished. It's in a trust fund. We did it. It's in the bank. Like we said, the advantage of Gan Eden is you feel it, but you're only getting a ray. This world, the advantage is you're getting the essence, but we don't feel it yet. But when Mashiach comes, then we're going to feel it. And it's going to be revealed. So that's the advantage of each one. But in essence, who can compare the two? This world, when you do Tshuva Ma'asim Tovim, you're connecting to the essence of Hashem. Here, the Alter Rebbe says Atzilus, because Alter Rebbe in Tanya B'chlal doesn't speak higher than Atzilus. Rarely does Alter Rebbe in Tanya itself speak higher than Atzilus. The truth of the matter is, mitzvahs go even above Atzilus. Like we said, Kol HaMitzvahs Misyachtim Elo Atzilus. All mitzvahs are connected to the essence. Okay, we're going to leave it here. Anyway, everybody have a great Shabbos. Enjoy the month of Adar. Mitzvah Shem Monday night, 8 o'clock will be Parsha. And everybody have a great week and a great everything.